Fathers, how did your child change your life forever? My 4-year-old son started charging me rent to sleep in my own bed. $5 every night, he said, or I had to sleep on the couch. At first, I thought it was the cutest thing ever. Kids and their wild imaginations, right? I'd hand him a crumpled $5 from my wallet, and he'd solemnly nod like a tiny landlord before skipping away to his toy box. My wife, Sarah, would laugh and say, "He's going to be an entrepreneur someday." But after 2 weeks of this bizarre routine, I got curious. "Buddy, why do I have to pay you to sleep in my bed?" Because that's what grown-ups do. Mommy pays Uncle Rick to sleep in her bed when you're at work. The room suddenly felt freezing cold. "What do you mean Mommy pays Uncle Rick?" "She takes money from Daddy's special wallet in the kitchen drawer, then gives it to Uncle Rick. Then they have sleepovers in your bed, but they're really loud sleepovers. Like they're jumping on the bed, but different." My hands were shaking. "How often does Uncle Rick have sleepovers?" "Every Tuesday and Thursday when you go to the faraway job. Sometimes Saturdays, too, if you leave early." My brother Rick, my own _ brother. I called in sick the next Tuesday and hid in my car down the street. Sure enough, at 10 a.m., Rick's truck pulled into my driveway. I watched him walk into my house like he owned the place. That night, I installed a hidden camera in our bedroom. What I discovered over the next week destroyed everything I thought I knew about my life. The footage showed Sarah taking cash from the emergency fund we kept in the kitchen drawer. My hard-earned money from working double shifts. She'd count out bills and hand them to Rick before leading him upstairs to our bed. My son had been watching this transaction for months, thinking it was completely normal adult behavior. In his 4-year-old mind, bedrooms required payment to access, just like everything else in the grown-up world. The worst part, they weren't even trying to hide it from him. My son would play with his toys in the hallway while they were in our bedroom, occasionally knocking on the door to ask for snacks. Sarah would crack it open, hair messy, and tell him to wait downstairs. I confronted Sarah that Friday. She didn't even deny it. "It just happened," she said, like she was talking about spilling coffee. "Rick needed money, and I was lonely. So you paid my brother to underscore with my money in our bed while our son watched you hand over cash like some kind of prostitution tutorial." Don't be dramatic. Tommy doesn't understand what he's seeing. He understands enough to start charging me rent because he thinks that's how bedrooms work. The divorce was swift and brutal. During our custody hearing, my lawyer asked Tommy to explain his rent game to the judge. Grown-ups pay money to sleep in beds. My son told the courtroom with complete innocence. "Mommy taught me. She pays Uncle Rick from Daddy's money jar. Then they have loud sleepovers, so I thought Daddy should pay me, too." The judge's face went from confused to horrified as my 4-year-old continued describing the business transactions he'd witnessed. Sarah was crying. Rick looked like he wanted to disappear, and the court reporter was struggling to keep a straight face while typing my son's testimony. "And Uncle Rick always leaves the socks on the floor," Tommy added helpfully. "Mommy gets mad about the socks, but not about the jumping." The entire courtroom was dead silent. Even the bailiff was staring. I got full custody. Rick lost his job when his boss found out, lost his marriage when his wife found out, and lost any future relationship with our family. Sarah moved back in with her parents and had to get a job at Walmart because I stopped paying for her lifestyle. The best part, Rick's wife took him for everything in their divorce. Apparently, paying for sex with your brother's wife while his kid watches doesn't look good to family court judges. But my son, he still tries to charge me rent sometimes. Except now it's for fort building privileges in the living room or exclusive rights to the good couch cushions. Much better business model. The kid who accidentally exposed my wife's betrayal also taught me that sometimes the most devastating truths come wrapped in childhood innocence. He saved me from years more of lies, even though he had no idea he was doing it. Now, when he asked for $5 to build a blanket for it, I pay up gladly. Best investment I ever made. And unlike his mother's transactions, these actually involve real construction.